Hello, my name is Kristian Raue and I'm the tech evangelist at Sedalo. Sedalo is the commercial sponsor of two Eclipse open source projects in the stream processing space. On the one side, we have Eclipse Mosquito, which is the most popular MQTT broker in the world. And we have Eclipse Streamsheets, which allows to visualize and to analyze data streams. That is not limited to MQTT. Streamsheets also are compatible with Apache Kafka, or you can analyze and control REST-based data streams. Everything works in real time. So today I would like to do a short demo. And basically, if you look at this picture here, we have stream sheets which are subscribing to the Mosquito broker. And we also need, of course, a data stream. So I prepared a data stream here. So that's a power plant. And you can see that we have a JSON payload that we are dynamically generating here. So later on you will see that the power plant will actually increase in speed or decrease depending, of course, on some number generator that's running here in the background. So now it's actually accelerating. And we have the topic that we would like to publish the data to on the Mosquito broker. And we have this publish function. But again, this is all just a prerequisite that we need so that we have a data stream that we can play around with. Today I would like to show you our new table update function because it's really a very nice way of demonstrating how stream sheets work and how efficient they can be used. So it's a function that you use the same way as you would use a sum or average function on a spreadsheet like Excel. It has some arguments, of course, which are very powerful. I'm not going through all of them, but I can show you here that, for example, we have an aggregation parameter, which is the number 9. And so we're going to play around with that just in a second. So again, we have our data stream here. And now I'm creating a new stream sheet app and give it a name, call it table demo. And I prepared a consumer which is subscribing to the topic that we've just seen on the MQTT broker. So press the add button here, and now I'm able to start this stream sheet. So you can see it is subscribed to the data, so that explains why we get the data here. It's actually 100 milliseconds interval. So my idea is to do a time-based aggregation. So what I need is, of course, the timestamp of the incoming data. So I am able to simply drag and drop here, and I can now make sure I can see the whole data. And this is the number of milliseconds since the 1st of January 1970, which is the Unix timestamp. I want to aggregate the power which is being produced. So I'm dragging the power field here, so from this JSON payload, and also need the more specific information about which turbine is actually generating the power. So that's all here now, and I just now have to do a little step to define my aggregation periods. My idea is to have 10-second intervals, and in order to get these intervals, I simply use a spreadsheet function. It's the integer function, and the way you do that is actually very easy. You take the number and you divide it by 10,000, which is the number of milliseconds, and then you multiply it by 10,000. And what you get is, if I format this correctly, is the beginning of the timestamp for each of those intervals. You can see that this number here, the 5th digit, is changing every 10 seconds. To make this a little more readable, I'm doing a little spreadsheet trick here, and I'm using the text function, which is a well-known function to convert a number into a text. And in this case, I would like to use the time information, which is still in the Unix time format, so I have to convert it to an Excel serial number, which can be done by the ms to serial function. And of course, I also have to specify the time string format code. In this case, I want minutes and seconds. So this gives me what I want. Now I put this to the right side. And now I'm able to build the table. I need some column headers here, and I'm using the turbine 1 to 4 as one of the aggregation criteria. And in this dimension, I want the aggregation periods, which of course grow and change over the time. So I'm using my function, so I just put in function here and say table update. So remember that, seen that before in our documentation. First thing you need to do is of course specify the cell range. So this is supposed to be my cell range and need some more arguments. So for example, which value is supposed to be aggregated. That is the power value, so it's B3. And then it wants to know on what position in the table the data is supposed to be aggregated. So use information for the row index, and the row index is actually the period that we formatted here, and the column index would be turbine. Also wants to know in terms of the rows whether it's supposed to push the rows downwards or upwards. I'm using downwards, so it's a -1. The columns I don't need to change, they're already there, so it's a 0. And I need the 9 because we learned that that is the code allows us to aggregate the data. So as soon as I now hit the enter button, you'll see that it starts to immediately add up the data for each interval. So the first interval is the 30 minutes 50, and then it's 31, so we can see it's pushing it downwards. Now the next step is while we wait for this to fill up, and you see that we're going all the way to row 20. So I'm using this range, and now I can create a chart so to visualize the data as it comes in. So I'm using a stacked column here, and since I have plenty of space, I'm just gonna do it like this. So you can see that the data is flowing in and it's adding up. And I can change, of course, the title. So I say total power production. Here we go. Or maybe you want to say 10 sec aggregates. Okay, so that's basically it. We can still see that it is publishing the data and it's of course aggregating the data here, probably until the last row. So that's what we have here now. Of course, I'm free to use any kind of formatting functions that you have. Maybe I should mention that, of course, it's also possible to again publish this data. Yeah, so you could have a publish function, and we have actually a lot of those stream-based functions. So from MQTT, Mongo, Kafka, Influx, so all kinds of possibilities. So publish would be the one, and you could specify what data to publish and the topic, stuff like this. I'm not going into this right now. You've probably seen that and how we did this. If you have a quick look backwards here, that's basically exactly this publishing function. So you could have very easily a stream sheet that is receiving data, doing some kind of analysis, aggregation, And then, of course, you can publish it again to a different topic. But that's maybe something for the next session. Thanks a lot for now. Please be sure to visit our website where we have more interesting demos, and we have a blog where you can actually learn very much about Streamsheets and about MQTT and how we do this. So hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot for your time. Stay healthy and see you then.